I'm sorry, I don't know how to do that. What's up, everybody? It is another installment of JK, and you are just kicking it with your host,
Des.
and Kayla. I got hair now, y'all, so I'm gonna do this the whole video. Okay, so.
First hairstyle in 2022.
And first one, and look, I feel like it set the standard, okay? It has set the tone. I'm about to be putting braids in my hair every month or something. It's gonna be some protective style.
It's a lot.
And it's just gonna stay in. And y'all not even gonna see my real hair no more. That's it. So, it is 2022. We are in the second month now. It is Black History Month. Ooh, ooh. And I hope that everyone's year is going great. I just want to say really quick, share a story with you about my Black History Month so far.
It's only been
just a few days. It's been just a few days.
Just started.
But let me tell you this. I've experienced some things that I've never experienced before in my Black History Month, okay?
I don't know how to take this.
Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. So this is what I experienced. So I, for the first time with my natural eyes, have experienced a toddler with a lace front. Yes, I've seen it with my own eyes, not just on Instagram. And I also saw it on Instagram recently.
Where was this?
It was at the center that I work at. And apparently the child who had it is a pageant girl. So she wears them for pageants. And it was her birthday recently. So her mom put it in for her birthday. It's a story, right? But here's the thing. Here's the kicker, right? With my own natural eyes and ears, I also experienced this Black History Month. My new Wahite. Wahite?
What is that?
A white man.
A white what?
Ma'am.
Ma'am?
Yes, M-A-A-M, ma'am.
A Wahite.
Wahite.
That sounds Hawaiian. All right, continue, because I'm gonna badger you about that. To describe a white woman.
A white woman.
White woman.
Yes. A white woman.
White woman.
Said to this little girl who is black with the lace front. She came in. She no longer had lace front, and the Wahite woman came in and walked right up to her and said, "Girl, you had a full head of hair yesterday. Now look at you." And then proceeded to like put her fingers in her hair and rub her scalp and was like, "I bet that feels better, doesn't it?"
What did she have?
What did who have?
When she said all of that and did that, like
just her natural hair. Her hair is like a TWA, shortcut afro.
How short?
Like it's a TWA. It's like a
starter bush.
Like a big chop type.
Like a starter bush.
Yes.
Why you ain't stop her? Why did you allow that?
First of all, it was not my classroom. I just happened to observe it as I was walking out of said classroom. But yeah.
Why didn't you stop it?
You know what?
Why didn't you hold?
Maybe I was just too much in shock because I was like,
She's an enabler.
Listen.
She's a white woman enabler. She's a Karen enabler.
A Wahite enabler? Nah.
She's a Karen enabler, y'all. Nah, so if y'all see her out and y'all see a Karen,
nah.
she will be behind the Karen in full support.
Nah, I don't support Karens.
Full on support.
I do not support Karens. Sorry.
Sound like it.
Yeah.
For you to see that and not do anything sounds like.
You know what? I'm gonna take accountability. No, I didn't. I went and talked about her behind her back and told my other counterparts.
And didn't say anything to the little girl. Didn't.
Now, see, the little girl that ain't got nothing to do with me. I feel like, let's just say this. It was first her mom's fault for putting that on her.
The lace front?
The lace front.
But she had a pageant later that day, right?
No, she didn't have a pageant. No, she didn't have a pageant at all. She's a pageant girl, so she wears them.
She wears them, or do her parents make her wear them?
I guess her parents makes her wear them for the pageants that she's in.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like the lace front period is the parents' fault. Just the comment that was made, I'm like, I don't know if you have black friends or what made you comfortable enough to say that. I know that she wasn't saying it in an offensive way, but at the same time, I was just like, yikes, it's February. We just started, and you just kicked it off with the.
That's like y'all serving fried chicken and yams for lunch.
I mean, listen.
Starting off February.
Listen, all I know is apparently it's not enough black people in that school, but it's fine. You know why? Because
how many are there?
I'll be honest with you. There really, first of all, since I started working there, I've known to work with 1, 2, 3, 4 other black women out of like maybe 20
white women or white men.
White women and or men. There's only been one. Oh, and a black man. So 4 black women, 1 black man.
5 black people.
5 black people. Oh, 6 including me.
5 black people.
Okay.
We're gonna exclude you because you were in silent support of the recent Karen events.
I am weak. I cannot be excluded just because of that.
You are. You lost your black card.
Okay, whatever.
So
anyway,
5 black employees.
5 black employees
compared to
about 20 employees.
To about 20 white.
He takes.
Awesome.
There's maybe like 1 black kid per classroom.
I see.
Minimum. There may be like minimum 1 black kid per classroom.
Minimum.
And I didn't do my edges, but it's okay because anyone who knows me knows that I don't be doing my edges.
Because you're part of the Karen clan. They don't have to do that.
Nah. First of all, don't do that because the Karen clan would be like, no, you can't let those black girl edges up in here. That's what the Karen clan would say.
No, they would not. They would do you how they did that young girl.
Nah. They would not be touching my edges.
Yesterday, your edges. I don't know. Your hair. Today, your hair. What is going on?
First of all,
reach out and touch.
They wouldn't be touching mine. See,
some black girl's hair.
Yeah, they wouldn't be touching mine. Like I said, I was walking out the door when this happened. Uh-huh. The teacher was standing there.
I hear the excuses, but anyway,
it is what it is. Listen,
today's episode, we're talking about decisions, and as you just heard,
the decision
from my counterpart. She is in full support of all Karen activities.
I'm not in full support of any Karens. The only Karen I support is the one that used to be the director at my center. She was a great woman, and she was a woman of color.
How was she a Karen?
Her name was Karen. That's all I'm saying. That's the only Karen I support.
So she supports all Karen.
No, I don't.
All Karen activities in close proximity and in faraway distances, clearly. But anyway, how do you make your decisions? Well, we know how you make your decisions. Some of them anyway.
I'm not gonna lie. Don't do that. Don't do me because that was, like I said, completely on a whim. Things happen.
Right.
The point is, you learn from your experiences in life.
No one cares about that.
Everyone cares about learning from your experiences.
No one cares about that.
That's the point of decision making.
No one cares about that.
That you make one, you see if it was the right one or not, and then you learn from it, and you do or don't make it again.
So, the next time you see that happening,
I'm be like, excuse.
What are you gonna decide to do?
I'm gonna say, did you feel okay saying that? Because it didn't sound okay hearing it.
I don't believe you. That's not believable. She's lying.
I'm not lying. That's what I'll say. I'll say, did that sound okay coming out your mouth? Because it didn't sound okay coming into my ears.
She don't even talk like that regular. So she's not about to talk like that to a fellow.
Who doesn't talk like that regular? Listen.
Is this what we doing?
Des, I'm trying to say.
If this is what we doing, let me know. Because I could be out this joint like straight politician. Like straight politic time. Like, that's what we doing.
Des, just because you know a more polite version of me doesn't mean that I won't say what I need to say.
Okay, I hear you. But like I said, I don't believe you would. That's just me.
It's okay. Maybe next time it happens, we'll see.
Clearly, I know nothing. Clearly,
We'll see.
or maybe
First
I
of
know.
all,
Maybe
hopefully it
I know
doesn't
a
happen
lot.
another time, especially during this month. But if it does, next time we'll see. We'll just leave it at that.
Anyway.
Anywho.
How do you make your decision?
So here's the thing. First of all, I will be honest about myself. I am someone who really needs other people to make decisions for me. I'm one of those people. I can admit it. Like, if I'm in a store and I'm trying to decide whether to buy something or not, I will call people and be like, okay, what should I do? I'm looking at XYZ. Here are the facts. Here are the, pros, cons, whatever, blah, blah, blah. What should I do? And I do that a lot. Ask Brianna, ask my cousin, ask.
But why?
Why? Because sometimes I think maybe it's just because, like, if I make the decision and I made the wrong one, then it's like, Kayla, that was on you. If someone else sways me to make the decision, then it's like, well, they told me to, so it's really about accountability and not having accountability. Is what it boils down to, I feel. And I am accepting that and becoming self-aware and learning that I need to be more self-accountable. Which is why I recently, with a very big decision that I had to make, was like, I got the revelation that I have to make this decision. I cannot let someone else make it for me because later on down the line, I can't blame it on that person if it doesn't work out. You get what I'm saying?
So what was besides this serious thing that you don't want to talk about clearly, what other decision that you can speak on that you decided to pass accountability off on someone else?
Kendrick.
What?
Kendrick.
Kendrick what?
Having him.
That was not the last decision you made basing
That was
it
the last
off
big
of someone.
decision.
I ain't asked for a big decision. I was just asking for a decision in general.
Yeah, you asked for a decision in general, and that was the last big one that I passed off on somebody.
Okay.
So you just want a small one that just happened like
Not
last
a
week?
small one, but like something in perspective of like, I don't want to hear like, I don't want to hear, and I'm sure the people don't want to hear no story about, hey, I went to Home Goods and I had to call my friends on FaceTime, on like group FaceTime, and see like, should I get these blinds? Should I get this lamp?
Well, then I
Like
don't know what you
a
want me to say.
decision, like
'Cause
a decision. I don't know. You know what?
I gave you Kendrick. I gave you Kendrick. That's a solid example of a decision that
Kendrick.
I passed the accountability on someone else.
Kendrick, I hope you never see this. And for future reference, I did call CPS. After this.
He's not calling CPS
After
because
this.
Kendrick is well cared for and he is very much loved.
Doesn't
Everybody
sound like
knows
it.
that.
Doesn't sound.
Everybody knows that.
Sounds like his existence is blamed on someone else.
No, this is what I'll say. Just being completely honest, because I know I can't be the only one who thinks this. I initially had other plans, and my decision to follow through with those plans was swayed by someone else. And as a mother now, I go through spurts of being like,
why didn't I?
If I chose what I chose, I wouldn't have to deal with this, or I wouldn't be going through this, or I wouldn't be in this situation. I'd be somewhere else. I'd be able to do more of the things that I want to do. But also, don't get me wrong, I am very grateful for Kendrick. I'm like, he's a great kid. For him to be my one and done, it's like, man, worked out really well.
Doesn't sound like it.
No,
I don't know. That initial statement was very not compelling.
I was just giving an example of a time where I passed accountability on someone else. That's all I was saying.
Okay. So you invite other people into your decisions
I do that.
To sway, not to sway, but to basically, yeah, no, yeah, yeah, okay.
I do it. And I've also been told that I shouldn't invite people in. So I'm gonna ask you. So thinking of a major decision that you ever had to make, did you get opinions or did you run it by other people?
Um, I did get opinions. I ran it by other people. Um, and I made the decision that I thought would be best at that time. Because the funny thing about giving other people that power or that stake, you don't know. Well, they don't know what you're dealing with to make that decision, or to be brought to that decision making point, and they don't know the possible outcome thereafter. So you're giving them something basically in the blind because they're personal to you, but they don't know that personal event that's happening. So it's like with the, well, I don't know, maybe the people you talk to about Kendrick knew, but for me, so my thing was let me think of one that I feel like sharing since we're being very decisive about.
Be vulnerable to people.
Vulnerability sucks.
It does. That is so true.
What's the decision?
You could also just give hypothetical scenarios. You don't have to.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one that I won't tell on myself.
Okay, got you.
I don't feel like sharing because it's really only one decision that's coming to mind right now, and I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, okay. I understand. It's personal.
All right, well, we're both religious or religion based or whatever, or whatever, church based. I'll say church based.
Okay.
So let's say you have a decision, you don't like your church.
Okay.
You want to go somewhere else, but where you're at is either family oriented or close to your heart.
Okay.
But you realize it's not going well. There's no growth. There's nothing moving. There's nothing shaking. There's nothing going on.
Okay.
It's just the same old, and it's like there's no evolution over the years. Nothing.
Okay.
You ask your fellow close friends, whatever you want to say, Bree, I'll say Josh, Cam, whoever, and they say you could come to my church, or you could go to so and so's church, maybe, or maybe stay there and try to do more. Those are the typical answers that you're gonna hear, right? But so my thing is, none of them are at your church daily or regularly,
right?
Right, or on the regular. I just botched that whole word, but but you're there and you see the different things because you've been to other churches also. So you have the complete comparison. They're just telling you like generalizations. Okay. They might have only been to your church once or twice. But they don't know, like, and those 1 or 2 times is different because it's a gas. Like, you know how I go. You know how I go at churches that are really trash, but you know, you get a guest church there. It's like, oh, we gotta show off. Like, no.
Okay, I get it.
So now, if I want to leave because it's trash, but I'm not giving enough information or enough information to the people that I'm asking to help me make a decision or to make the decision for me. Like, me personally, I don't like that. So I try to avoid it.
So the question is, why don't you give more information? Because me, I'm going to try my best to make sure that you know all of the like factors that play in so that you can help me make a well informed decision.
Because in my personal experience, people talk depending on the scenario or depending on who I'm talking to. The scenario in general is religion based. Like their argument or their point of decision is religion based.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, sis, I don't need to hear nothing about the Bible. I don't need to hear no quoted scripture. I don't need to hear, oh, Pastor used to. I don't need to hear none of that.
Okay.
I'm not asking you this question about leaving the church. Let's just keep it in context for the matter. Keeping it in context. Like, I'm not asking you about leaving this church for you to harp back at me with some generic response.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking you from a personal level, what do you think or believe I should do? Or what would you do in a situation like this? And I would give detail then.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes back to like, I don't like doing that because, again, it's very difficult for a person, a human in general, to give a unbiased take on making a decision.
True.
Even though you should do it, like you should ask others' opinions and get their takes, and then make an evaluation. Because some people know, some people don't. But it's like it all becomes a petri dish, and whatever you make out of it is what you make out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more so like, if I ask you, I need your personable response. I don't need your religion personable response. I don't need your quote unquote educated background response. I need your person. You as who you are.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do and why?
Mm-hmm.
I don't need my Lord and Savior, and I had to just prayed about it and blah 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 blah. Because I can almost tell you 9 times out of 10 I've already done that, and I'm coming to you because I've already done that, and I haven't come up with a solid answer.
I feel like it really do be like that, and I'm gonna say this. I'm not adding this to your scenario, but just in general, I would say I feel like especially a lot of older Christians do that. Like they make it seem like, well, you obviously didn't pray about it because you're asking someone else, and I'm like, I feel like if I've been going to this church or I've been knowing you for this amount of years, all my life, 20 something years, and every time I've ever asked you anything, the first thing you tell me to do is pray about it, do you not think that I would have done that before I came and spoke to you about it? Or do you not think that I know that that is like, as a believer, the initial reaction that I should have is to pray about it? I don't know.
That's another problem I have too.
I just don't understand why they do that. Like why you think, or then sometimes, and I was talking to my cousin about this. It's like sometimes it's like you're questioning my spiritual competence when you say things like that. Like, well, did you pray about it, or you need to just pray about it? And if you prayed about it, then you would know. It's like,
nigga, I've been sitting on this shit for 3 months.
I am weak.
90 days. 90 days. I'm coming to you on the 98th day, asking your opinion.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
Shut up.
I don't know how to do that.
Shut up. And that's when I get aggressively angry. Where it's like, all right, I don't need to talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, all right, this conversation is cut short. All right, thank you. Like, whatever you say, whatever you respond, I don't give you a counteractive or nothing. It's just like, all right, thanks. Appreciate that. And then we're moving on. And then I make the decision for myself.
It'd be like that.
Like, I don't like that.
So I guess the I guess like last question I'll ask is, so how have you kind of made it so that you this wasn't really it's okay. How have you kind of made it so that you are comfortable with keeping it to yourself enough that you don't have to share with other people? Because sometimes for me personally, it's like I need to get this out of my head, and just saying it out loud to myself isn't gonna work. Like sometimes I need to say it to somebody else. So then it's like, well, then you have to refine who you will tell your things to, because you shouldn't tell it to everybody. Or what, like, how have you controlled that for yourself?
I just make decisions for myself, and then if someone asks me after the fact,
It don't be weighing on you though. I would feel like it would. I would just feel like, man, I need to get it out. Like, do you write it down or something? Do you
what is
like,
there to get out?
maybe, I don't know.
What is it? No, because for me, like for real, like to keep it 100, it's like real, like I don't give a fuck energy. Like it's real, like I don't give a fuck energy because
You
once,
must be a
because it's
Leo.
only so much. What?
You must be a Leo.
I'm a what?
You must be a Leo.
Not at all. Nowhere near.
Wait, Aries
but
and Leos are like that.
but it's like because like it's I don't give a fuck energy to an extent of if I'm like if we're best friends or we're close and I'm asking you things and you keep giving me like back to the spiritual or the religion like you keep giving me these generic or like even if it's just like some generic ass response like you keep giving me that I have nothing else to ask you about. We're still close, but I'm not gonna invite you into certain decisions that I feel like are serious or hold weight because you're gonna give me a response that's gonna piss me the fuck off that doesn't help me. So it's like, yo, like from that point on, depending on who you are, I don't give a fuck. So if I make the decision and you see it after and you ask me about it, I might tell you full details, I might not. Either way, it is what it is at that point. And then if you ask me, well, why didn't you da da da? I was like, oh, I don't know. I felt like you were busy. Depending on who you are, I'll say that. Like I'll give you a generic ass response back. Like, why didn't you tell me? Oh, things just happen. Or depending on who you are, I might tell you because I don't your decision making with me in that process beforehand has been trash. So why do I need to talk to you?
You have no more rights to decision making with me.
Exactly. Like you can take a number. That number not gonna help you because the store closed years ago. But you can still take a number.
Not
They still
the
got
store
the ticket.
closed years ago.
They still got their little ticket thing for you to pull a number though. So be my guest.
So
but
weak.
If you waiting on that joint to open again, I don't know.
All right.
You're gonna be waiting.
Last thing. So really quick, if you could change one thing, one decision you've ever made, big decision, or if you could guarantee one decision that you want to make or think about making, what would it be?
What?
If you could change one big decision you've ever made or guarantee a decision that you're looking to make, what would it be? Like for me, for example, if I could guarantee one thing in terms of making a decision, it would maybe be if I could guarantee, for example, if I could guarantee that once I graduated, I would get a very high paying job straight out of school. I'd be able to afford a nice single family home in the state of my choice, then I would go back to school full time.
But you can't guarantee. That's not something that you can guarantee.
No, I'm saying
you're harping on someone else hiring you and giving you that.
No, job. I'm saying if in your perfect world, if you had the option to control everything, if you can guarantee it, what's one choice that you would make, or what's one choice that you would change that you did make that you're like,
I can't guarantee. I'd be in the league right now. I'd be in the NBA right now. Hopefully. I mean, I don't know if I was necessarily good enough. I feel like my drive was definitely good enough. I just felt like my confidence level in myself was the issue. But yeah,
if you could guarantee that you would have made the league, you would have stayed in basketball.
I would have took it a lot seriously. I would have took it a lot more seriously. Like I would have harped on my parents to put me in leagues, or I would have harped on like putting myself out there to be put into leagues, like regardless. Like I said, like a lot of that stuff, like a lot of things I could have done and probably been great at, but I just didn't have the confidence. True. So if you give me the confidence and I'm probably not even here, like I'm more than likely not here.
Okay.
At the lowest, I'm probably overseas somewhere, like playing or doing something, like
Okay.
in some type of league or doing something. Like I'm not. I can guarantee you, I'm probably not here if I go back.
Okay. Um, so that is all of that. We are gonna go ahead and end that and try to make decisions for ourselves and be accountable and all of the things from here on out for the rest of 2022. We will catch y'all next week. Make sure y'all tune in for another JK episode. And I gotta go get that. So this
And
is
we're
your
out.
host,
We're out.
Kayla, and that's signing off.